Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just going to be giving a little tutorial on how I wash my makeup brushes. And first I start with cool water to rinse them. I do not rinse them with cold water or warm water whatsoever, because the warm water is going to dissolve the glue that's holding the bristles onto the brush. And you do not want to do that, because then you will lose all the hairs. So this is the soap that I got from Walmart. It's just a pink bar. It's called ZOTE, Z-O-T-E, and it only costs like a couple dollars, like $2 to $3 at the max. You can get it at Walmart or whatever, any drugstore, I'm sure. It's in the laundry detergent aisle. And then the pink mat that I got that I use to wash my brushes, I got that from eBay also for like $2 or $3. So like I said, I just get all my brushes wet and I separate my eye brushes from my face brushes, because obviously the product builds up in the face brushes and you don't wash them as often. So I want to get them really good and sudsy, and then I set them to the side. I put a little bit of cold water in the bottom of my sink. I leave it set in there. I set my brushes to the side, get them real good and sudsy, and goodness gracious, you can see that nastiness come off that brush. And then I will scrub them on the little pink mat, and then I will set them to the side, knowing like that I got that one done, and then the rest will be in the sink that I still need to finish. It looks like I'm pressing really hard, but I'm really not. I just relax my hand and just go around and around and around. Sometimes you do have to press a little bit harder, but you don't want to tear up your brushes. The black and the gold set, those are like 4 or 5 years old. So I've had those for a really long time, and they are still in really, really good shape because I wash them, I take care of them, and I treat them well. So they treat me good, I treat them good. But yeah, the white set, the white and silver set, those are a little bit newer. Those are probably like 2 or 3 years old. And oh my goodness, that's so gross. But I will just scrub them in the little soap, scrub them on the little mat, squeeze them out to see if like there's any more dirt and grime coming out of them. And once that most of that dirt and grime comes out, that's when I set them to the side, like above my sink there. And then I change the water out so often too. Like when it gets nasty, I change it out, because I put that little bit of water in my sink so that I can go from the water up and kind of keep my brush wet and get those suds built up into that brush so that it can fight all those dirt and grime away. So here I'm starting on the eye brushes, and I do the same thing. I just set them in the sink with like the little bit of water in the bottom of the sink, and then I work up the suds, scrub them on the one side that's like the eye brush side. On the mat there's like an eye brush side and then a face brush side that has like little hearts on one side and little dots on the other side. So then I will scrub my brush, and then I set it to the side. That way I know that I've got that one done. By the way, I'm sorry that I sound kind of nasally. I've been outside all day and people were cutting hay beside us, so I do sound a little nasally and crappy, so I apologize for that. You can actually see here like how dirty the brushes really are and then how clean they get. Like with that one, it had red in it, so this one has pink in it, and those are hard colors to get out. So the ZOTE soap really, really works. Like, this is not a paid advertisement. I'm not sponsored by any means. I'm just telling you, this works for me, and I'm sure it's going to work for you. And when I am done getting all my brushes all sudsy, I will rinse off the mat that I used, and kind of rinse out my sink and everything. Place the mat back down. Rinse off the soap and the Tupperware that the soap was in, because there is going to be some dirt and grime on that. And then I'll start running the water, because you want that nice clean water to be running whenever you're rinsing your brushes. I will grab my face brushes first and start rinsing those. And what I do is just keep letting the water run and the mat kind of over the sinkhole, so that it's got, I don't know, that's just the way I do it, but I squeeze out the brush, and then as you're squeezing, you can kind of see if there's like any bubbles coming out, but there you see that it's clean. And I will hit it on my hand to try to get as much water out as I can, because some of those, you have the spinners and stuff like that, which I do have one, but it takes forever to set it up, so I just use my hand. But I will do that with all my face brushes. You got to rinse those really good, because you just don't want the soap being stuck inside there, because it will grow mold on it and it will get really nasty, and you just don't want that. So same thing with the eye brushes. I just set all those in the sink, since they're smaller and they're not going to have so much soap and nastiness come out. And that way they can start rinsing themselves without water running over all of them. I'm not going to take as much time rinsing each one. And same thing, I will squeeze out the ends to make sure there's no bubbles coming out. That's how I can tell that they're rinsed. And I just set them to the side, and I just rinse out all my brushes, and then we'll see what we do next. So this is the brush dryer that I have. You just put those two pieces together, slide it down on top. Very simple. You can get it at Walmart or probably any drugstore. And this one's really old. You can see it's got like stains and stuff on it. And I just dry my brushes with that. Then I grab a clean washcloth or anything, and I will dry like mainly the shiny parts of the brush and the wood part, because some of my brushes have cracked. So I want to make sure there's no water settled on any of them, because I've just noticed that even like the shiny parts gets dull, gets fingerprints on it, gets nasty. So I like them to look shiny and new. Then I place them in the right hole that they fit in and set it to the side, and I go on to the next one. And here you'll see soon, I'll show you some brushes that have cracked and has even lost like their paint on the outside, and that is no good. So I try to keep my brushes dry and try to dry them with a little washcloth or something. And here I do the same thing with the eye brushes. Just wipe them all down, dry them off, make sure they're all dry, set them to the side, and then when I'm finished drying them off, I will put them in the dryer in their correct holes. Here is one of my Morphe brushes that the paint came off because water got down inside them, and that's when I started drying them, because I have several brushes that have cracked or chipped their paint or whatever it may be. And ever since I started drying them, they haven't done that. So I will continue to dry my brushes, even though it does take a little while to get it all done. I want to save my brushes. They're expensive. They're not cheap. So I am going to keep drying my brushes. So here I'm placing all my brushes in the correct holes and getting them ready to dry overnight. They usually tend to dry within a day, so they should be ready for me tomorrow. And there you go. That's what it looks like when you get them all set up and started drying. Okay, so for makeup sponges, I do the same thing, kind of, but not really, because they're makeup sponges. And I will this time turn on super hot water, as hot as I can stand it, because hot water kills germs. I rinse out my makeup sponges, making sure they're really wet, squeezing all the excess dirt out. Then I run them and suds them over the ZOTE soap, same soap. And then I will squeeze them and squeeze them and squeeze them. If I have to run them over that soap a million times, I will, until I can see that water running clear. Now, if I want to do a little bit more depth cleaning, which I do sometimes, I will put them in a big cup of water with a little bit of Dawn dishwashing liquid, and I will put them in the microwave for like 2 to 3 minutes until the water boils. And that way I'm killing all that bacteria. There's lots of bacteria in your makeup sponges, and you do want to throw your makeup sponges away every couple months. You're supposed to. I mean, I don't always do it, so don't tell anyone, but I don't. But you are supposed to. But yeah. So anyway, I hope that I helped you guys out. I hope that I gave you some idea of how to clean your brushes if you didn't already know. I know that when I started learning how to clean my brushes, I looked everywhere online. I couldn't find really any detailed videos, so I really wanted to make one of my own and my own way of how I do it. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I do hope you come out and hang out with me for the next one. I love you so much. You all have a good evening, good day, or good night where you are in this world, wherever you are in this world, wherever. I love you so much. Good night. Mwah.